format as well in your course, so you will be able to you'll have an access to this. That's not a problem. So if you see, simple thing, organization letterhead, you put the so as I said, annual compliance report needs to be sent to two parties. One is an internal party, one is an external party. What does that mean? Internally, the report has to be formally sent to the management of the organization. Okay, so it's like one document that you maintain where you have addressed it to the CEO or the director or management, whatever is the right nomenclature. You have one document which is for them, and you have one document that goes to the district officer, which is appointed under the POSH Act 2013. So if you have read the law, you now know that there has to be a mandatory district officer appointed for every district in a state. Is that information clear for everyone? Is there a doubt about it? Do you know about this? I hope there is no confusion that there is a district officer under section 3, section 4. I'm not exactly. Nidhi, could you just clarify for everyone which is the section?
Yeah,
I think it's section 5. I think, but just for clarity, just for abundance caution.
Yeah.
There is a district officer. Okay, so this is the state government requirement. Okay, state governments, as per the law, for every district of every state, they need to have a district officer. Now, the law says that it has to be the IS officer or the district commissioner or any such, particular designation of officers who are appointed. Okay, so just to again
Section 5.
Section 5. Yeah, take a step back just for everybody, for you to understand how this works. Every law in this country, whatever all the social laws, specifically like domestic violence, POXO, dowry prohibition, all these social compliance laws, every state has to comply with that, because these work at a state level, right? So what ends up happening is that in every state they appoint officers. These are all IS officers who are supposed to make sure that the law is being complied with. In a similar way with POSH, they have done this. They've said district officer needs to be an IS officer, district commissioner, etc. Appoint them. They'll be responsible for managing the compliance in their district. Okay. Now, practically, what you need to do is, whichever district your organization is based out of, for that district, you need to add the district officer name and address here in the space, and then send the annual compliance report to that district officer. As per the law specifically says in the POSH rules, what all do you need to capture in an annual compliance report. If you see this, so if you see this part of it, right? So I had filed for the last year. This was for calendar year 2021 that I had filed it for my clients in 2022 January. So how did I write this? For the calendar year 2021, January to December. So the law says very specifically what do you need to tell in a report. You don't need to give any confidential information about the cases. You need to say number of complaints received in a year, number of complaints disposed in a year, number of cases which are pending beyond 90 days, number of awareness sessions that you have conducted to create sensitization about this law in the organization, and the nature of action taken by the employer in case a case came. So recommendation in case any complaint was filed and the complaint was disposed of, then what was the nature of the complaint? Did you give a warning? Did you give counseling service? What did you specifically give? Okay. That's pretty much about it. After that, you just put presiding officer signs that, puts the seal of the company, put the company's name, organization address, all of that basic stuff. Here, this is the most important part. Here, you don't need to give any detail. Okay, so you don't need to say number of complaints received in a year. Let's say in an organization, the number of complaints received were 2. You just need to write 2. You don't need to write the details of the complaint. Okay, because these are that's confidential information as per the law. That's not what is required. If you did not have a complaint in a year, you just write NA or 0. Not applicable, NA, yeah, 0. So, lot of times, first 3 would be 0. Because complaints were not received in an organization. Number of awareness sessions cannot be 0. That's what is important, right? Because every year it's a mandatory session. So ideally this needs to be specifically put. Okay. Nature of action, again, NA if no action happened. If any case happened, then you put it. Okay. This is a very basic format of the annual compliance report. Couple of things that I want to mention it here. For the district officer, see folks, the problem is, and this is a practical problem, okay? The practical problem is that a lot of states have notified the district officers. They have not notified what's exactly the name of the district officer, which position holds the district officer. However, I will give it for your clarity. There are, like for example, if you go to POSH at Work's website, okay, I'll just put it in the chat at work as well.
You want me to share that right now?
Yeah, you can, Nidhi. If you go to POSH at Work's website, just Google POSH at Work district officer. They have this entire list. It's pretty updated. The reason I'm telling all of you is because for me also, that's the last updated doc. Like I also follow that because there is no other website which has covered the list of district officer in that great detail. At least you have some information, rather than having no information, it is some information. That's good. So that's one. 9 specific states have put their district officer notification. Okay. So my only point is that don't get worried if you're not able to locate, let's say your office is, the organization that you're working with, their office is in, I'll tell you because I'm in Delhi NCR, I'm working with an organization, their office is in West Delhi, right? West Delhi is another district. We're not looking at it from a state perspective, we're looking at district. So Delhi, for example, has 13 districts, right? My organization has an office in West Delhi. Now, with Delhi, I was struggling because I did not know. Then I went on the website, I did a lot of Google search. Then I found the Delhi government's, they had a PDF which defined as under POSH Act for all the 13 districts. This is the office, this is the district officer. You can send your document there. Now, one of the questions that comes in everybody's mind is that is it an online process? Like how does a district officer track it? So unfortunately, again, that's not on us. Okay, this not an online process. So just for like your general knowledge, Telangana and Greater Noida district. So Telangana as a state overall, and Greater Noida as a district. A few years back, they had started an online platform. So every company based out of like the place that I'm talking about, they had to upload their annual compliance report online, put the name of the ICCs, put the details of everything. Now, unfortunately, both those websites are my point is they're not working anymore. Yeah. So unfortunately, that's also happening, right? So the idea is that, of course, tracking is not in any of our hands. All we need to do is make sure that the organization submits the document every year. Okay, submit it offline, send it via speed post, send it to the address that you find, and keep a copy of it. So just keep a copy. So how do I do it? Very simple. I tell all the organizations that this is an offline process. We'll fill it, we'll sign it, we'll send it via speed post. Keep the receipt of the speed post. And in case anybody does not know this, when you speed post a document or you do a registered post, then indiapost.nic.in, the official government website for postal office, you can track it there with the number. So now you get like a nice document online saying that your document has been delivered. So I tell organizations that speed post karke, please take a printout of that and keep it with you, just so that, worst case scenario, what ends up happening is the district officers also have the power to audit any company at any point of time. Doesn't happen. But what if there is an audit?